Welcome to Cairo, Georgia, and welcome to the Goat Farm. This place is really, really special to me. I think about all the sweat and the gas burned here to now see the Star Yamaha facility, and it's their place now. They acquired it from me. It's special. So in 1999, it didn't have a whole lot of stuff on it, but this right here, this is the cabin, we used to call it, and it has some living quarters. Really, really basic, but nevertheless, this is my first house that I ever lived in when I left my parents' house. So it was the first place where I was gonna live on my own. I built everything else that I will tell you about. I needed some place to work on our bikes at night and get them ready for the next day, and I wanna show you guys inside. I think you're gonna really like it. This was my workshop. Kawasaki in the early days, then Honda, and then Suzuki. You can see my dad's toolbox. He was basically my practice bike mechanic, but he still had a full-time job. Some of these tools in here is like tire irons, this old air gun. I remember this thing. He didn't start working for me and being my full-time practice bike guy until my last 2.5 years of racing. And we had no air conditioning in this place, by the way. We wanted to be in the elements. Like my dad, this was his Rolodex, right? It's like, here, you need diesel fuel. That's the number you call. Here's emergency numbers. I remember my mom always had this. There's the Coster's number right there, which is really cool. Crazy stuff, man. Just nuts. I wish I would have saved a lot of things along the way. Now looking back, it would have been cool to have more old motorcycles and things of that nature. And my dad always jokes and says, hey, there isn't nothing special about this place, but it's got more championships than any of these shiny new places that everyone else has. I think that's what made me pretty tough also, is being in these kind of conditions and staying grounded. So that's how it was. Let's go see how it is now. What's up?
What's going on? Welcome to the Star Shop. Give you guys a quick tour.
All right.
Here we have our suspension room, the 250 engine room. That's where a lot of magic happens.
Yes. Wow. This is unbelievable.
Every rider and mechanic have their own bays in here.
Are the 250 riders on one side of the work bays and the 450 on the other, or is it?
We kind of separated a little bit to where, like, at this end here is the 450 riders. And then it kind of starts with the 250s and they work their way down. And obviously the 250s take up 98% of the shop, and the 450s
looks
are
like it. Yeah,
just a small little area. I think we have 12 work bays, and as you can see, that's max capacity, so we're gonna hopefully hold it at max capacity.
Did you ever think that it would be to this level?
No, I think we sat in California at our shop and talked about, man, how nice would it be to have everything in one location to make it happen at a place like this where you had so much success. Some serious championships come out here. There's a lot to live up to. So that is a little bit, I think, plays in the back of their head. But if we're on the track and the rider's like, man, I would like to try this in the power or this on suspension, it's not like, hey, well, we'll go back to the shop and come back tomorrow and try it again. It's like, let's go do it right now. Cool little spot that obviously something that means something to the crew members, you know, to be able to have somewhere to escape your toolbox. We're building our machine shop as we're going. So this is something we definitely did not have in California, and we had to utilize a lot of local machine shops. Now we've started to upgrade our machine shop with a nice lathe and mill, and we're working our way up there. So a lot of stuff that we do is in-house.
When did you join the Star team? Like what year?
Yeah, so 2014 was my first year here. That was just a good year to start being on a Yamaha team, because that bike they came out with was incredible.
And what was your role?
I was a mechanic, and then in 2015, I started assembling all the engines into 2019. And somewhere in there, I also became the crew chief / engine builder. And then when we took over the 450 team, I got handed the manager job. Being like with Brad Hoffman, he's the team principal of both of them, and he's built suspension engines. He still does all the engine development. To have somebody like him be over me that knows even way more than I do on that side is really cool to have. So that's something I think really cool on the Star Racing side. To keep our semis indoors, it's a really cool thing for the truck drivers too, because they can work on the stuff during the off season.
This guy right here has been doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, this is Jensen, our 250 team manager. He's done everything as well, suspension, motor. So to have the people that run this team, me, Brad, and himself, with the backgrounds that we have, it helps for sure.
Oh, we're going upstairs.
Going upstairs. What we like to call our trophy room. The actual bikes that came off the track, a spot to come and bring the riders to review film.
Dude, I want to see where your office is at.
We can see what's going on out in the facility. Yeah, I have sat here and take lap times before or watched.
Really?
And sometimes it's a different
that
view.
Is great.
So
That's great.
It's a pretty cool spot.
Or you can see if some of the guys are slacking.
That's right. The parts room, everything they need to work on the bike or replace parts. What we like to call the overstock area.
All this space. What else could there possibly be?
The riders' locker room.
Man, dude, this is so cool. So this is blowing my mind. The reason why, because you should have seen what my rider locker room was.
I've seen
when
it.
This was, have you? Yeah. To be a rider, a young kid coming up, to come in here, this would absolutely blow my mind.
All their stuff's already here. They don't got to bring a gear bag every day. They don't have to do any of that. It's ready to go. They do their job. They come back in here in the air conditioning, take a shower, go home, go to the gym, be ready to rip.
And then you got the tracks. So what do you got going on here?
It's not too much different from what you had. We still have 2 supercross tracks, 1 motocross track, and we've also incorporated a whoop training track. But we tried to keep the tracks in the same spot because we can say, hey, this is some holy ground right here. So like I said, we'll do our best to keep the legacy going here at the Goat Farm.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's been special to see, and I'm proud of you guys, so good job.
Thank you very much.
It's been absolutely incredible what they've turned this place into, and I never would have thought that would have meant something to me, but it really does. To see this place just kind of go off to the wayside would have been sad, but that wasn't the case.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.